Omówiono najważniejsze sprawy związane z dalszym rozwojem województwa i kraju.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to LIVESCIFI.tv, and tonight we are going to be talking about Krampus. But before we start off, I want to give some shout outs to some of the peeps in chat. Actually, first we'll do the Facebook shout outs. Lynn, Brad, Joaquin, Lane, I don't know, Shannon, Ashley, Anna Marie, Mandy, Joe, Matt, Aaron, Dominique, Don, Cindy, Todd, Danielle, Benjamin, Terry, Brian, or BJ, what's up BJ, Susan, Anita, Lily, shout-outs to Patches here who's helping me with the show tonight. She gets very excited about this. Shout-outs to Jeremiah, Candace, Sandy, Haddix, Carrie, Amy, Ashley, Joe, Denise, okay, calm down, bro. Denise, Tori, Alicia. God, my Patches is going insane tonight. I guess she likes Krampus. Yeah, Krampus. All right, Timberland. Okay, no, calm down. Joe, Ashley, James, Veronica, and Tanya. What's up, you guys? So, anyways, I'm not talking to you, Patch. All right. Anyways, you guys, hope you guys are all having a good night. We're a week away from Thanksgiving and approximately 8 days away from going out to the Sally House. We're going to have a live 72-hour live investigation broadcast on YouTube with yours truly, and I am very, very stoked that we're going to be doing that. We're going to be joined there with Kristen and a couple other investigators, so it's going to be a very, very cool show. So you guys, the YouTube chat goes way too fast, so if you guys want a shout out at the end of the show or possibly midstream in the show, you guys can go there actually to our Facebook page, facebook.com/livesci-fi, DOTTV spelled out, and tell me to give you a shout out there. Yeah, the chat just moves way too fast. Red Jacko. Yeah, what's up, Red Jacko? So, yeah, what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be talking about Krampus. We get a lot of emails and requests to talk about Krampus, so we're going to talk about Krampus a little bit tonight, and then we're going to try to do an EVP session, and we're going to answer some questions about the Sally House that you guys may have towards the end of the show. With that being said, let's talk about Krampus. Who in the chat knows anything about Krampus? Yeah, who in the chat knows anything about Krampus? You don't really know? Yeah, Krampus is the Christmas demon. That's right, Randolph. That is right. Yeah, Krampus is the kind of like the anti-Santa Claus. He basically is the polar opposite of Santa Claus. And I didn't really know that much about Krampus, but there's a movie coming out about Krampus, and unfortunately most of it is fictionalized. But the demon Krampus actually originates from Germany. And He is described as kind of a horned figure here who takes away children who have been naughty. Yeah, this is kind of one of the depictions of Krampus here. And as you can see, he almost resembles the devil. And it is said that the chains that are wrapped around his hands come from the devil himself, when he made a pact with the devil to take evil children away and torture them. So he is kind of, you know, in regards the polar opposite of this nice guy. I'm sure you guys all know this guy right here. This is Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas is a jolly old fellow who brings toys to the children during Christmas time. I'm sure everyone, or hopefully everyone, has experienced, you know, Christmas. Christmas is one of my favorite holidays besides Halloween. It's just a very festive time of year, and here's another little depiction of Santa Claus riding his sleigh through the North Pole here with little good old who's that? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's right. Yep. Now here's a picture of kind of this one's probably from the 1800s here, and this is from Germany here. And in the middle here you can see good old Saint Nick, and he is surrounded by these Krampus costumed figures. Now it wasn't, you know, in ancient times Krampus was always considered as a companion of Saint Nicholas, and he's kind of some people believe that he might even have his roots in paganistic or ritual, actual pre-Christian areas, but he is most commonly found in Germany. And it is in Germany where people actually used to have celebrations around Christmas time, and they would dress up as Krampus and kind of prance around and have rituals around him around Christmas time. So he was not, you know, always viewed as kind of a creepy dude, but one that would kind of companion Saint Nick and try to urge the children into being good. And here's another depiction of a German depiction of Krampus here. So he's not just some figure that was kind of made up in a movie. He actually has his roots deep in European culture here. And I find it really interesting that Krampus is often depicted very similarly to how we would think of the devil nowadays. So it's very kind of interesting, kind of spooky. Yeah, Tammy Radke says it looks like your ex. Yeah, here's another depiction of Krampus here. Looks like attacking a kid who is smoking. A mariachi singer who is smoking. Kind of creepy. Yeah, and as you can see in this photograph here, he has looks like hoofs, golden hoofs, and long, kind of almost like dagger-like claws. Yeah, it's very, very kind of creepy. Now here's another one. This one, actually, this picture here, this painting, is one of the ones that I actually find creepier. You can see in this one here, there's an actual basket that has some of the kids that he has stolen who have been naughty, and they're in the basket where, you know, often Saint Nicholas would put the presents. Instead of putting presents in his satchel, Krampus is putting naughty children in the basket of his on his back, which is pretty creepy. Yeah, someone in the chat asked, why is his tongue always extended? And that's a very good question. Perhaps it's kind of a phallic kind of sexual innuendo, telling young adults not to partake in the devil's fellatio. He's gonna rape kids. Yeah. And here's a more modern interpretation of Krampus here. In this version, he does not have the chains, but he does have a satchel, which is probably filled with kids. Shout out to Luis Romero and Gandalf. Yeah, who needs to be banned in chat? Is someone being naughty? Should we ask Krampus to take away Phil K? Sorry, Phil. You're being banned. Phil has been naughty. Yes. Phil has been naughty. Krampus has come for Phil. Okay, sorry guys about Phil. I think Krampus got Phil. Alright, so yeah, that is a little backstory on Krampus. And if you guys want, you guys can tweet me. I'm going to be answering some questions about the Sally House investigation and maybe some of my experiences that I've had at the Sally House. I'm going to be actually joined there with 4 people, so including myself. So we're going to have a camera guy who's going to actually assist with camera duties, and then we're going to have 2 other investigators. So I'm pretty excited that we're going to be doing this, and we're going to be the whole theme of this investigation is we are going to be trying once again to do some spiritualist era conjuring and evoking summoning techniques there. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, shouts to Macri and Axel. Everyone, please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. With that being said, and hopefully your keyboard is not farting like Stacy Martin. We are going to actually I'm going to be taking some questions. So if you guys have any questions, just please let me know. Hey Kelly, what are the sticks for? Yes, we're going to be using the God's helmet. Paragoster asked if we're going to be using the God's helmet. We're going to be doing the God's helmet, but with a special twist this time. I'm not going to talk too much about how we're going to be using it there. But one of the things that I want to try is the first night on the stream, I'm going to actually sleep downstairs in the basement. And Kristen too is also going to be doing a live sketch session during the day. So we're going to be streaming that live. And so once we start streaming on Saturday, we're going to be streaming all the way until Monday. And we're going to be doing a bunch of experiments, not only during the day, but at night. So it's going to be very exciting. Chance MacDwell says, I have a haunted location in Texas. Where can I send it? livesci@gmail.com. Jonathan asked, how are you? I'm doing great. I was sick for about a week. I had some type of flu virus, but I'm feeling pretty good. BW Games asks, oh, thank you, Zozo. You are brave. Yes. No, she is not, Samantha. So Cupcake Tacos asks, what is one of the worst things that happened at the Sally House? The second investigation that I ever did at the Sally House was with Johnny Hauser, who runs the tours at the Valeska Axe Murder House in Valeska, Iowa, and Patrick Langdon. And one of most horrific things that happen there is when the second time we went there, John, Patrick, and I, we had kind of an idea of maybe shooting a found footage horror movie type of thing. So we had wrote out a script that was based on kind of like, you know, events at the Sally House. And we had thought, you know, hey, after we stop streaming, let's just film this for fun. And, you know, let's just write out the script. So we wrote out the script and we all had input on it. And what was really freaky about this whole thing is that the things that we wrote down in the script actually started happening in real life when we were doing the live stream. And in the script that we wrote, John, you know, the main theme of the story is that 3 investigators go out to a house, and the activity in the house starts targeting the investigators to the point where it starts isolating them and putting them in situations where they're going to get physically hurt. Anyway, so physically hurt by a demon, Beelzebub. And the second time I went out there, I had no idea, like, really what was really going on at the house. I just caught like a bunch of EVPs. And so I wasn't really sure if the house was still, you know, I knew it was haunted. I didn't really know if we were going to capture anything. So anyways, we get out there, and sure enough, stuff starts happening on the stream, and it starts freaking us out. And in the story that we had wrote, John gets a call from his wife saying there's been a terrible accident at home. Anyways, when we were doing the live filming for the show, his wife actually called him on the phone, and his sister-in-law got in a car wreck that night, and he had to leave. And to make a long story short, he left all of his equipment there, and it was at 3 o'clock in the morning, drove straight home, and when he got home, it turned out that his wife never called him, which is absolutely fucking freaky. And then when Patrick and I were there, we almost got into a altercation because we were just, I wouldn't say possessed, but under the influence of whatever was in the house. And that was the first encounter that I had ever had with that demon, Beelzebub. And it's really strange because I've gotten that name ever since. You know, it's persisted on for about 4 to 5 years. And yeah, it's pretty freaky. But yeah, so that house is very strange. When we're in there, oftentimes I leave my phone off because there have been times where I get calls from unknown numbers, and it's like static, or it sounds like someone you know, but you can't quite understand them. And that's happened a number of times in that house. So whatever is there definitely is intelligent, and it's definitely evil in nature. Yeah, and I've been scratched in there. What was crazy too is upon further research, we found that one of the names, the demons have these things that are called seagulls. I guess that people use them to call upon and conjure these demonic entities. And we found out that the entity that was actually conjured in the Sally house was Beelzebub. And we found that out about a year later after we went there, so that was pretty freaky. Yeah, Mark says I look good with my hat on. Represent the Giants. Hopefully we win the World Series next year. Eric Estes asks, how did you feel in the basement in the Sally house? It's very weird. Sometimes you go down there and you don't feel anything at all. Now, I told a couple of the new people that are going out there this time, the house is very strange. I've been there a bunch of times, and I kind of know like what to expect and kind of how to deal with the energy in the house. But the only way I can describe it is that it's highly intelligent, and it's as soon as, you know, the house is very unassuming. I'm sure you've seen, everyone's seen pictures of it. It looks just like a normal house. You know, it's a small house, kind of Midwestern house. It's only about like 1,400 square feet. You go in there and, you know, you just feel normal. I remember the very first time I ever went out to the Sally house, and, you know, anyone that's into the paranormal watches shows like The Haunting, and anyone who says they don't lies. But the first time I'd ever heard about the house actually was on Sightings, and you know, I saw, you know, these videos of the tenants being scratched and what else not, and I kind of remembered a little bit about it, and I'd gotten invited out there to go. This is like back in 2008, to go out there and investigate it for the first time, and I didn't, you know, I remember some of the videos that happened, and you get in there and you start feeling comfortable, and you're like, well, what the fuck, like, you know, there's nothing to this. And as soon as you let your guard down is the moment you're most vulnerable in a house like that. And it's freaky. The very first time I can remember was that I had a personal experience in that house was on our first investigation, and we were setting up the DVR system, and I had a couple people helping me out because it was my cameras, and we were laying wire out, and we had just finished, you know, mounting all the cameras and stuff, and we were all excited. And at that time I used to use a backpack. This is like back in the days, and I used to have a laptop in my backpack and walk around with a camera attached to my hat. And so I was, you know, just walking around the house, making sure that everything was working, and the last place I was going to go down to was the basement. Anyways, I start walking down the steps, and I heard somebody or something down there, and I thought immediately it was one of the investigators. So as I start walking down the stairs, I start noticing that, hey, none of the lights are on. I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. Maybe someone is just kind of, you know, fucking around in the dark, or maybe adjusting something really quickly. So I start walking down the steps, and I start looking, you know, down into the basement. And as I get down to the third step, which is almost, you know, there's 3 steps left, I put my foot down the third step. I look over towards the corner, and I see this black mass start to approach me. It was like so quick. Anyways, I stepped back, and I had a little, I had my backpack on. I had a little wire that would come out to the camera, and I stepped back onto the stair, and then whatever it was came up right into my face and grabbed the cord and then pulled me like down 2 steps, and I just booked up the staircase, and I was like, what the fuck? Anyways, yeah, that's yeah, it's pretty creepy. Someone asked, how many demons and ghosts do you think are in the house? That's Julian Lee asked that from YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many ghosts and demons are in the house. I do know that there is a malevolent force in there. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't believe that there is a ghost in there. I believe whatever is in there impersonates the living. Yeah, I'm gonna bring the doll, and we might do yeah, some we might do the one man hide and go seek experiment too there. Yeah, if you guys have any other questions, just let me know. We're just doing. Yeah, Alina asked, have you gone to the hole in the basement? Yeah, I've gone in there. Haven't really had much happen in there. It's just creepy, and there's a lot of spiders and like snake skins in there and glass. Yeah, it's not really the best place to be like chilling in. Eric asked, can you describe what it feels like to be possessed? Like, do you know when it happens, or do you just black out? So, Yeah, I don't say like I've ever been like fully possessed, because if I did, I'd be really fucked. But there have been times where I would say I've been under the influence. I've been close to it. I would say at the end of the day, at least my experiences is you can choose. Everyone ultimately has a choice of what they want to do, and I know that the living has ultimate say over the dead. And when you get into an environment like the Sally House, it's always important to remember that. And even when you're doing things like using a Ouija board or any type of device, there are going to be times where you get, I would say, under the influence. It's kind of like drinking alcohol in a way. But yeah, you just get kind of, you just have to remember that ultimately it's your decision to continue or to stop. And, it's almost like a teeter-totter. If you go too much, if you choose to go too much in one direction, you might never come back down. Stacey Murray asks, what is the worst place that you know and have been? I would say ultimately the worst experience that I ever had investigating was at the Sally House. Yes, Desmond Chester asked, do you ever hear things in your house from investigations? Now, what's really creepy is oftentimes when you go out to locations that are reported to have demonic activity, sometimes when I go out to these locations beforehand, I'll experience activity in my house. I would say usually, that's weird. I just felt something right now as I said that. Yeah, Angela Quino asks, are you ever going to be on a TV show? I don't know, we're in talks with a couple of networks right now. I don't even like even talking about that, and really, I just like to ghost hunt, I like to go travel, I like to go to haunted locations, and the YouTube channel that we have is great. I appreciate all the support, but at the end of the day, it's like super expensive. It's not like we're just, when we do these live shows, it's not like we just set up one camera and then, all the ghost hunting equipment is super expensive. The traveling to get all the equipment out there is super expensive. It's a big expense. So anything that would allow me to continue to do this and to continue doing what I love in a way that that I would like to do it, I'm gonna pursue. So yeah, it is kind of exciting. So yeah, we're in talks with them right now. I don't know Steve Huff. I don't know him. Yeah, I don't know. Jacqueline asks, what is the worst physical, mental pain you ever endured at what location? Actually, I think over the years I've become more and more, I'd say, sensitive to type of maybe empathic to some of the emotions that people feel at locations. And no matter what location I go to, if there is activity there, they all have a draining effect on me. So it's really hard for me to say like, oh, is one location worse than the other. Desiree, we're going to be doing Ouija next week. Maybe like a pre-Sally House show. Just because, I'm still a little bit under the weather. So I don't want to be all fucking sick for this weekend. Yeah, you can get seriously hurt investigating. You can get hurt doing lots of things. But just like anything else, you can get hurt from investigating. Whether it's physically, I've seen people fall. I've seen people. I've myself. It sounds funny. Had to get stitches. after a show once because I hit my head in a mine shaft on a beam, knocked myself out during a live show. So yeah, it's very dangerous. You can get hurt, not only from the physical things, but from also the spiritual. And physical pain is one thing, but when you get attacked mentally or spiritually, that leaves lifelong scars as well. Yeah, Marble Hornets is cool. I watched this movie actually lately, actually just the other week, called The Nightmare, which was kind of a pseudo documentary on nightmares and the Hagman or Hatman, old lady hag syndrome, or and they kind of chronicled five people. I don't know, it was 5 people, maybe it was 7 people, but they chronicled 7 people and kind of documented their experiences in different parts of the world and how they all kind of saw the same things when they were falling asleep. Yeah. Yeah, I think that oftentimes these legends, such as Krampus, has anybody in the chat ever heard of the Topo Effect? Hello, Amy. So basically, the Topo Effect is that it is believed that people can actually generate. If, let's say someone says, let's say here that the Slender Man is real, and people start believing it, then people can actually manifest that. So there's these monks actually in Tibet that actually can manifest through thought manifestation. They can actually manifest physically and project their thoughts, which is pretty interesting. So it is believed that things like the Slender Man, just through people believing that this thing exists, by people putting it out there on the internet, that these beings can actually be created. Hello, Spanish. Yeah, he may not be real in the sense that he doesn't have, he was just made up, but there is something to where through massive thought projection, or if you get a group of masses together and you start telling them that something is real, that eventually that starts to become reality. And it's pretty fucking creepy. Hey Sliver, what's up? Hey Ray Ray. Yeah, sleep paralysis is pretty freaky. Someone asked, do you know what Zozo looks like? I have never seen Zozo. But I believe that Zozo is another, is an entity that is probably another demon. Yeah, some people actually committed murders. I mean, it's been all over the news. Or there were some group of kids in Minnesota who believed that Slender Man was actually telling them to commit murders. It's pretty freaky. Someone asked, hey, have you ever been possessed? I believe I have been under the influence. And that was a couple of times at the Sally house. A gnome investigation. And gnomes freak me out, actually. Yeah. Pega's sister. Yeah, I've heard of a gatekeeper demon. I actually had a run-in with a gatekeeper demon back a couple years back. There was an entity called Surgot, who is supposedly the one who opens all locks. It was kind of freaky. We were doing a Ouija session, and I had asked who was haunting this man's house, and it had said Surgot and Oranias, and it turned out that one was the gatekeeper, and the other one was the one who opens all locks. So yeah, sometimes you get things through Ouija and stuff like that, and there's no reason to it. I had no idea what those names even were at the time, and it was really freaky too, because another time we were using the board, and it had spelled out, warning, and it said, crash. And sure enough, right outside, like not more than 10 seconds later, a car flipped over during this live show that we were doing. Right outside from the barn that we were at. I've never investigated the 7 gates of hell. Shannon Boss asks, this is a good question for all you guys out there. How do you prepare yourself for your adventures? Do you protect yourself? Because once I did not, and I was followed, and it took years to get away from me. So please be careful. For me, I pretty much just eat well. It's first, you got to take care of yourself physically. You got to eat well. You got to drink lots of water. Eat lots of vegetables. Do the Popeye diet. Eat a lot of spinach. Also, another important thing is you have to, I think at the end of the day, believe in something. Now, whether you believe in God or just believe in yourself. If you don't believe in anything, you're just like, what the fuck, I'm just going to go out there, and if something attacks me, then I'm just fucked. You're setting yourself up for failure. So it really, I am not too much a religious person. I was raised Catholic, but ultimately at the end of the day, I believe in myself. And I believe that we ultimately control our own path. So if you believe that, like I do, I think you'll be good to go. But everyone is different. Will you go into the catacombs? I don't know. I'm a little claustrophobic. I do exercise. Do you believe in demons or extraterrestrial beings are aware of each other? I don't believe in aliens. Yeah, I'm not really too much into aliens. Yeah, I'm going to be doing some scrying there, probably with the black scrying mirror. What I like to do is when we go out to investigations, you guys don't see this part, but we go out to antique stores. Uh-oh, patches. Yeah, we'll go out to antique stores. We'll buy antiques from the era of whenever the house was built, and if we're doing scrying, we'll get some antique mirrors from the era and use those. But you guys don't see all that. There's a lot of prep that goes into doing these shows. We are running a GoFundMe campaign. What's really cool about this, you guys, is if you guys donate $30, we had actually a viewer that sent in a design for a t-shirt. We got a bunch of those made, so anybody that donates $30 gets a t-shirt, and all the donations go to help paying for the shows that we do. So yeah, if you guys are like Paraghost are donated, thank you. There were a couple other people that donated, and yeah, it just really helps out with paying for some of these shows. Yeah, I still get footsteps on the roof. Still get those, and not so much anymore because I live in a place where there's people above me now. So I don't get that, but at my old place I would get them a lot. And I do like periodically, usually like once a week, I'll get woken up at like 3:30 on the dot. Yeah, I would love to see it. If you guys have locations for me, you know, to investigate, you can go to, you can email me at livesci-fi@gmail.com. But yeah, you know, anybody that donates $30 or more will be getting a kind of a limited print tee from Live Sci-Fi. Yeah, thank you, Marie. I really appreciate it. Yeah, but it just helps the stuff. I mean, one of the things that we're trying to buy right now is the thermal camera. So yeah, the thermal camera I had just stopped working. So if you guys, you know, want to help and you know, just paying for some of the equipment just gets kind of expensive. I'll post up the link in chat. I think it's, I don't even remember the link. It's like, I think, let me, I'll post it up in the chat, whatever, but basically our page is, I don't even know what the hell. This is so weird. Let me find it for you guys and I'll just post it up here. Sorry guys, this show is kind of impromptu tonight. I have a day job too, so it's kind of like, sometimes it gets a little bit crazy. Yeah, so it's gogetfunding.com/livesci-fi-tv. I'll go ahead and post it up in the YouTube chat, but yeah, I'll just go ahead and post it here. There you go. So anybody that wants to help, it would be great. Yeah, Maria asked, hey, does what you do make it harder in the relationship department? Yeah, there's a lot of people that I've dated in the past that I just stay away from now. Just because they're kind of weird. Yeah. That would be awesome, Chance. Yeah, I'll go and see. If you want to send me information about that, I'll be very interested in that. So maybe what we'll do right now, you guys, is we'll do someone says they suck cock for KFC. That's awesome. I hate KFC. Yeah. Alright, so let's see here. Sucking cock for a KFC. I don't know. That's like I cannot eat fried foods anymore. What are you scared of the most? One of the things that I'm scared of the most, I would say, is Patches getting hurt by an entity. Come on, Patch. Come on. Come on. Yeah, is Patches being attacked by a malevolent entity. What do you think, Patch? Yeah, that scares you? Okay. Yeah, the chat is going fast tonight. We're just kind of hanging out here. This is kind of like chilling with Tim and Patches tonight as we talk about the story. And one of the funniest things is once we were doing an investigation and we had bought, sometimes when you investigate kind of these places, they just reek, they rink. The smell and the mold and stuff in them are just so disgusting. So sometimes what we'll do is we'll buy these air fresheners. And so, this is kind of funny, let me grab this here. So, yeah, we were investigating and I bought a bunch of these things and I forgot to turn one of them off and we were investigating. I don't know if you guys have ever seen these before, but these are these Glade fresheners and every like 15 minutes or however you said it, they make a noise. You know, they're like, I'm not sure if you guys can hear that. Well, anyways, when you're in a dark room in a place that's supposedly infested by demons, and you hear this, where is it? A little beeper thing here. you're gonna be like, what the fuck? Right? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, pretty freaky. So, Ledley. Krampus was in the beginning of the show, James. We're now just having a brief Q&A here. I'll see if she gets scared. See, watch, it's gonna freak Patches out here. Here, watch. Here we go. Okay. She doesn't. Alright. So anyways, you guys, yeah, I think we're gonna call it a night tonight. We're gonna be, I got a ton of stuff to do for the Sally House show. The show is gonna start on Saturday, you guys, and it's gonna be going until Monday. So yeah, you guys get a chance. Please, we're gonna have a bunch of streams. Streams on YouTube are gonna be in 4-hour increments. And basically they're gonna be, we're gonna have the DVR set up, and then we're also gonna have our mobile cam set up, and there's gonna be stuff going on at night and throughout the day. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give away a prize or something for someone who can screen cap the best piece of paranormal evidence from the weekend. So we're gonna create a hashtag for it, and so if you guys start identifying anything that's happening on the feed, we're going to give away something for the person who captures the best piece of evidence from them. Bless your ass. Yeah, thank you. Still a little sick. I did not get your tweet. So yeah, you guys, I recommend you stocking up on coffee, cigarettes, and Doritos for this. So hopefully, yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, I'm just trying to answer you guys' questions. So if you guys have any more questions, Chance. So if you want to help out on the hunts, you can just go to our page here. I'll go ahead and post it one more time. This will help to funding our new some of our new cameras and stuff like that. So. So it'll be starting at, I believe, 8 o'clock Pacific time, which is 5 o'clock Eastern time, and 6 o'clock Central time. Yeah, we're going to be using lots of different types of equipment. The secret is to drinking. I've been drinking this black water, and I'm not really. Have you guys ever tried alkaline water? It's kind of weird looking. It's like black water. You guys should try it. It's pretty good for you. But yeah, basically before I go out and do investigations, especially there, I drink probably 5 of these a day for a week. And they're pretty good. Yeah, so alkaline kind of helps you get, at least for me, it makes me feel a little bit more grounded. It makes me piss a lot too. Kind of gets away all the impurities out of your body. Yeah, it's black water. You guys ever tried black water? It's actually called black water, but yeah, it's it's good water. Yeah, it's just straight alkaline water. Someone asked, and this is a good question, why do you try to make demons mad? Well, if you go into a place, alright, what am I going to bake cookies for a fucking demon? Do you think they're going to respond to me being nice if I brought flowers in for them and tried to serenade a demon? Do you think that's going to provoke them to actually do anything? No, I don't think so. You have to get up in their face, and sometimes the best, I find, react, if you want to get a reaction and you want to get something on camera, you gotta, you know, raise hell in there. Yeah, once you go black, you never go back. That's right. So yeah, you know, if I believed that there was something nice in there, or a nice little girl in there, I'd probably be nice. But I don't think there is anything in there. You gotta piss them off. Yeah, I know that, Micaiah. Yeah, we're gonna be using some mirrors at the location as well. Yeah, bake them cookies. Yeah, you know, you go in there and we'll do a lot of religious provocation. You know, we'll play sometimes even before the live show starts. What I do is I'll play earth tones, or I'll play prayers in there to warm it up. There's a lot of stuff that goes into, you know, people ask, hey, well, how come you guys get so much activity during a stream? Well, basically, you know, you got to prime your environment, and you got to season it and make sure, you know, the way I look at it is, you know, when we go out and do a show, we're only out there for 3 days or a day out of the year sometimes. And sometimes we're lucky, like when we go up to the Sally House, we're out there for 3 days. And during those 3 days, I'm not just going to sit on my ass in a basement and wait for something to happen and eat cookies and offer it a beer. You know, I'm going to try to do whatever I think I can do to poke it in the ass and, you know, try to get the environment around me to react, so we can get something on camera for you guys. Yes, Yepa Chica. Kitty Patches is here. Patches, come here. Come on, girl. We're gonna say goodbye. Yeah, if you guys get a chance, please like and subscribe to the show. I will see you guys probably most likely on, I guess we'll do a show on I'm just trying to think here what I'm gonna do. What should we do on Patchy? Okay. I gotta ask Patches when we're gonna do a show. But yeah, we're gonna do a show probably let's say next Wednesday. We'll do a quick little show, and then I will see you guys all on Saturday. But I'm getting to that location on Friday, so we'll probably maybe I'll do a quick Q&A from the location on Friday night. One quick question here, last question. Kryptonite asks, where do you get a real Ouija board? I like using wood Ouija boards. All Ouija boards are real, but you know, I like using wood Ouija boards. One of the very first experiences I had channeling was using a wood Ouija board, and so I just kind of stuck with those. I'm not really one that's like into plastic or cardboard or anything like that. I seem to get really good responses using wood Ouija boards. So. All right, you guys. Pat's just gonna say goodbye, goodbye, and all right, we'll do that chance. Ouija boards open doors. Patches, what do you think? One of these days, I want to bring Patches out on an investigation. I think she should be a good spirit dog. What do you guys think? You should be a little crazy though. Just a little crazy. Okay. Okay. All right, you guys. Yeah, I'll see you guys next Wednesday. And yeah, if you guys have any more questions, I appreciate all the support. Thanks for liking and subscribing to the show. And if you guys get a chance, you know, if you guys want to contribute to the Go Get Funding campaign, that would be great. All right, you guys, everyone have a good night. And I appreciate all the support. And yeah. Cheers, you guys. All right. Good night.